Hi guys, Susan here. Welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight we are making basic coconut macaroons. Now this is a different recipe than I've used before on my channel. I will link my other recipe below in the description box. And alternate to that, you can check out my food videos playlist. Anyway, this one is different in that it uses unsweetened shredded coconut. Normally with macaroons you'd use flaked coconut or sweetened, and that won't work in this recipe. This is built specifically for shredded unsweetened. Okay, so if that happens to be what you have in your cupboard, you're in luck, because now you can make some delicious cookies. Just enjoy the video. I will leave the complete recipe below in the description box, ready for you to copy and paste into your favorite Word program and print off a copy for yourself so you can try it. Anyway, so these are sweet and moist with soft chewy centers and crisp exteriors. They require only a few simple ingredients and are naturally gluten-free. Okay, so here we go. This is a two-step process because once you combine the egg whites and the coconut and some other ingredients, you have to let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes because the unsweetened coconut is naturally dry. So it needs a little bit of a time to soak up the moisture in the rest of the recipe before you scoop it out onto the baking sheets. So let's get started here. And I have 3 large eggs, which we have to just separate the egg whites into the big bowl and the yolks into the smaller one beside it. Now this is a skill you're going to have to learn. If you don't have one of those egg separator gizmos, I learned this many years ago, so I'm fine with it. I do have my Pampered Chef digital kitchen scale. I have started it up, got it into grams, and tared the weight so that the bowl is now disregarded. Only thing measured in here will be what I add to the bowl. So here we go. You crack the egg on the bowl and carefully go back and forth and let it release the egg white while keeping the yolk between the two. And there we go. There's one in. Okay, we'll do that a couple more times. Come on. Behave. Just back and forth to release the whites from the yolk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the yolks and put them in the fridge, and somebody is going to have an extra special omelet tomorrow. That easy, okay? If you do have a mistake or a problem, just scoop it up with the shell and continue on where you were going. Okay. There we go. It's because I'm doing this on camera. When it's not on camera, I'm flawless. Of course, camera things happen. Yeah. Anyway, I made a pledge to show you the muck-ups and everything this year in my channel, so I'm not cutting out the bloopers. There we go. 3 egg whites. 3 egg whites, 3 egg yolks. And there we go. Now, take a piece of cellophane here. Just cover these up and put them in the fridge, and we're good to go for tomorrow. There we go, on top of the egg carton so I won't forget them. That is 9.1 ounces of egg whites. So to that we add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And 3/4 of a cup is 150 grams. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to measure the salt over the sink so that I don't add extra to my recipe. That's another quick kitchen tip. There we go. Okay. And then we add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1/2 teaspoon. Here we go. I just use the generic kind, whatever's on sale really. It's all artificial anyway. Okay, there's 1/2. I need 1 teaspoon. There we go. This vanilla just helps bring out the other flavors. There we go. Okay. Now to that we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Okay. Now almond is just going to give it, it's only 1/4 teaspoon. It's going to give it just that little kick and a more full flavor profile. It's just that little something, you know. Hey, before you say don't do it, try it. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, to all of this, we are going to insert the electric beater. Not to worry, I will reduce the sound in post. And we whip this until you get the sugar's dissolved and everything's mixed. And put it in. You want to whip it too soft. You don't want to whip it too soft or stiff because you only have a little air incorporated. It appears like a bubble. That's what you're looking for. So here we go. And there we go. Okay. Just that easy. You can see the texture here. It's just a little bit frothy and bubbly. It's still very liquidy. It's not soft or stiff peaks. I think we can shut this off now. And move it out of the way. I will have all the measurements in the recipe below. So now we are going to add our coconut, and we are going to fold it in to this mixture here. Okay, so take your package of coconut, and remember it's unsweetened shredded coconut. These are a little different, but they're going to turn out just delicious. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take a silicone spatula and fold them in till everything's evenly coated. And that's where we're going to leave it for 30 to 60 minutes to suck up that moisture. See, the original way of doing macaroons is to whip the egg whites to a stiff peak and then fold in. This allows the coconut to grab that moisture. There we go. I think everything's pretty much coated. Okay, there we have it. So I will cover this with some plastic wrap, and we'll be back in 30 to 60 minutes. Stay tuned, instant for you. And we're back. It has had some time to rest now and absorb the liquids. And now we are at the stage of putting it on the baking sheets. I have a Pampered Chef medium scoop, cookie scoop. This is perfect for this kind of an application because all of your cookies will turn out uniform and should therefore cook evenly. The same weight, the same size, same kind of spacing, and the look really wonderful too. They're not as awkward and stuff. This is more finished looking. So anyway, we're going to drop them on I have a silicone pad on here. Otherwise you can use parchment paper. If you use wax paper, they will stick to wax, but parchment is perfect, or silicone. I prefer silicone. Ever since I started baking with silicone, it's the best. Great at releasing foods, great for reuse. You just wash them off and use them again. You don't have to worry about running out of parchment. So anyway, you preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and cooking time should be about 20 minutes until they're lightly golden. And you're going to want to place your rack just below the middle of your oven, because if you put it too far up, the tops are going to burn. And what you want is the ideal placement in the oven to give them the best coloring and cooking. As always, individual recipe appliances vary, so always keep an eye on your baking. Never rely on the time specified in a recipe, because yours may bake faster or slower. Okay, now these can be dressed up with melted chocolate on the bottoms after they're done baking and cooled. You can melt chocolate and dip the bottom of them in the chocolate and then put them on a parchment in the fridge to chill and solidify the chocolate. Or you can drizzle chocolate, make them a little prettier. Or you can choose to eat them just plain like they are. My oven just told me it's up to temp, so we will put these in and I'll be right back when they're done baking. Instant for you. Okay, now they're out of the oven. As I said, watch your timer when they're in the oven. The recipe specifies 18 to 20 minutes. Mine actually took 22 minutes. Case in point. I made mine come to a golden brown all the way over them, and I find the golden brown on the coconut brings out the coconut flavor more. Now these are soft and moist on the inside and crispy crunchy on the outside. And I happen to have a Cookie Monster here. Let me give him one to try. There we go. He's the authority on cookies in this house. Oh, another one? Another? Oh, okay. That's a vote of confidence. Here, have another one. Okay.
Well, why?
Okay. That is a thumbs up from the Cookie Monster. Okay. Something to note about this recipe. The dough can be made covered tightly and refrigerated for up to 3 days. And then when you're ready to bake, you continue with step 4, which is all the better, because then you can whip up a batch of these cookies at any point in time. You can store your baked macaroons in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in the fridge for up to a week, if you can make them last that long. Or they can be frozen for up to 3 months. Thaw them in the refrigerator overnight, serve cold or at room temp. And if you're going to store them in between layers of parchment paper to keep them from sticking to each other. Anyway, check the full recipe in the description box below. And if you like this video, how easy it was to make these, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Sure helps my channel a lot. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the bell, and you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.